A Heart for Two. Maya was a young woman who had just moved to a quiet town to start her new job as a teacher. On her first day, she met Arjun, a shy 6-year-old boy with big brown eyes and a silence that spoke volumes. He never talked in class, and the other kids often ignored him. Curious and caring, Maya tried everything to make Arjun feel welcome. Extra smiles, simple questions, even letting him draw instead of speak. One day, while everyone else was out at recess, he quietly walked up and handed her a small, crumpled drawing. It was of her and him, holding hands under a sun that smiled. From then on, they shared a unique bond. Slowly, Arjun began speaking first to her, then to others. Maya wasn't just his teacher. She became his safe place. The more time they spent together, the more Maya realized how much love a child can bring into someone's life. Innocent, pure and healing. Years passed. Arjun thrived and often said it was all because of Miss Maya, the one who saw me before I could even speak. A Heart for Two. Maya Sharma was 24 when she moved to the small town of Hymatpur, nestled between green hills and lazy rivers. She had left the busy chaos of Delhi behind, longing for peace, a slower pace and perhaps a new beginning. She had accepted a teaching position at the town's primary school, not for the money, but for something deeper, though she didn't yet know what. On her first day, the principal gave her a tour of the simple, sunlit classrooms. "This is Class 1B, he said, opening the door. Inside, 20 little faces turned toward her, some smiling, some curious, and one, sitting alone in the last row, silent and distant. "That's Arjun," the principal whispered. "He doesn't speak. Not since his mother passed away 2 years ago. His father brings him every day, but he barely interacts. Just sits quietly." Something about Arjun struck Maya deeply. Maybe it was the way he clutched the small red car in his hands every moment, or the way his eyes never met hers, but lingered on her for just a second longer than the others. A Heart for Two. A story of healing, love, and second chances. The morning sky of Hymatpur was tinted gold as the sun peeked over the hills. Maya Sharma stepped off the bus, a brown leather satchel slung over her shoulder, eyes scanning the peaceful town that would now be her home. She had left behind a life in Delhi that no longer felt like hers, a failed engagement, the loneliness of city life, and a heart searching for something real. She was 24, bright-eyed but tired in places no one could see. When she applied for the teaching position in this small town, she hadn't expected much, just a job, a quiet life, maybe a new story. At the school gate, the principal greeted her warmly. "You'll be taking over Class 1B. Lovely kids, but there's one you should know about," he said, lowering his voice. "Arjun Miora. He hasn't spoken since his mother died 2 years ago. He's bright, just silent. His father drops him off every day. Very polite man. Keeps to himself." Maya nodded, her heart already aching for a boy she hadn't met. Inside Class 1B, sunlight streamed through the tall windows. Children chattered excitedly, crayons spilled, and laughter filled the room, except for one corner. There, a boy sat alone, his eyes lowered, hands gently cradling a worn-out red toy car. "Hello, Arjun," Maya said gently. No response, just a blink. For days, Maya tried small ways to reach him, letting him paint when others read, praising his silent drawings, placing a little chocolate on his table when he wasn't looking. She never pushed, only waited. One day, as rain drummed gently on the roof, the class emptied and Maya remained behind to grade worksheets. She heard soft footsteps and looked up. Arjun stood there, silent, holding a folded piece of paper. Without a word, he placed it on her desk and turned to leave. Days turned into weeks. Maya grew to love her students, but it was Arjun who became her quiet mission. She never forced him to speak, only encouraged him with smiles, kind gestures, and simple activities. Painting, drawing, even letting him water the class plants. She often stayed behind after class, hoping he would open up. One rainy afternoon, as thunder echoed outside, the other students had gone home. Arjun lingered by the door. Maya looked up from her desk and smiled. Slowly, he walked up and placed a folded piece of paper on her table before rushing out. She opened it, a drawing. It showed a tall girl with long black hair holding hands with a small boy. The girl had a flower in her hair. The boy held a red car. Above them, the sun had a face and a wide smile. Tears filled her eyes. It was the first time he had shared anything with her. From that day, something changed. Arjun began nodding when spoken to, then whispered a word here or there. He began playing with the other children. Maya knew she had touched a fragile heart, and he had touched hers in return. One day, as Maya waited for Arjun's father during pickup, a tall man with kind eyes approached her. "I'm Aryan," he said. Arjun's father. Maya had seen him before, always quiet, always waiting near the gate. This was the first time he had come to speak. "I just wanted to thank you," he said, his voice low. "I've never seen him this happy. I didn't know if he would smile again." They began talking more often about Arjun, about life, grief, and healing. Aryan had lost his wife in an accident, and since then, life had been a series of quiet struggles. But in Maya, he found comfort. In her presence, his eyes grew warmer. Months passed. Maya, Arjun, and Aryan slowly became a trio. Sunday park visits, storytelling under trees, laughter in the kitchen while making parathas. The once lonely paths of their lives began intertwining. One winter evening, as snow softly kissed the town's rooftops, Aryan stood beside Maya on the school's terrace. "He calls you Ma sometimes." "When he's dreaming," Aryan said, almost in a whisper. Maya's eyes welled up. "I don't want to rush anything," he said. "But if there's a chance we could be more than just two people trying to heal, I'd like to try." Maya smiled. "I already love him, and I think I might be starting to love you too." In the months that followed, love blossomed, quietly, steadily. Not the kind from fairy tales, but the kind made of shared pain, second chances, and a boy who taught them both how to love again.